Alright, so in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to save data using shared preferences, and this essentially means you can save strings, booleans, integers, or any primitive data type and just load it again. It's very simple, but it's only for these data types. But let's get started immediately, where I created an XML file and I changed it to a relative layout just to keep things simple. Then I added an edit text, and you can just copy what's on the screen here. This is just for example purposes. It's easier if you create your own example. But I put an edit text, I added a text view with a text ID, and then I added a button and a switch just to show all the features you can use to do this. And essentially the switch is going to be saved and the edit text is going to be saved. But after you're done copying the XML file, we're going to go straight to the main activity and we're going to create a function called load data. And then we're going to put a set on click listener for our BT button, which is our regular button. And we're going to put a method inside that's called save data. Then we're actually going to create the save data function. And here we're going to write val inserted text, which is going to grab the text from our edit text and going to turn it to a string. And then we're going to turn our TV or our regular text into that inserted text. Then we're going to actually create the shared preferences, which is val shared preferences equals get shared preferences. Then you add your key, which can be any key. I just write shared preferences and keep it on context mode private. And then we need to add an editor, which is just shared preferences.edit. And in this editor, we're going to just write apply to keep things simple. Here we're going to write put string. And inside here, we'll write a key, which is going to be the string key. And of course, you're going to write the inserted text and the switch you want to save. These are the parameters you want to save. And you're going to write apply. That's really important, or it won't save anything. Next, you're going to make a toast just to show that your button click was successful and it saved the data. And we're going to write show at the end of that. Then we have to go down and create another private function, which is going to be the load data. So every time you start up your app, it's going to load the preferences or get your shared preferences. And you can just copy the first line from the save data. And we're going to do val saved string, and we're going to assign it to shared preferences.getString. We're going to put the key to the string that we saved, and we're going to put a default value of null in case there's no string saved. And we're going to do the same thing for a boolean. We're going to write the boolean key. Just copy and paste it. That's why I mentioned you can create a constant at the top to keep things simpler. And then we're going to assign the values from this load data to the text views and the switches we had in our XML file. So then every time you load it, it will assign those values, it will grab those values, and it will make everything look as you last saved it. And that's essentially all there is to creating shared preferences. It's a very simple way to do things, and it only works with primitive types as far as I know. But it's very useful. I mean, if you can do so much by saving one parameter, and as you can see here, I'm just going to write something random, like zab, zadab, zab, and then we're going to click the switch to turn it on. We're going to exit out the app, and we're going to open up the app again. And you'll see the exact same text and the exact same Boolean condition is still there. And yeah, that's a crash tutorial on shared preferences. I definitely recommend looking more into it with some online documentation, but for simple purposes, that's all there is to it.